Composing gloves here, and yeah, I'm back. It's been a while since I've made a video, several months in fact. I just got kind of busy, so we're back at it. This is a first look at Analog Nightmares by Karanyi Sounds. Let's just go through some of the presets. So we're gonna look through the contact library. There'll be a brief walkthrough, but they already have a really good walkthrough on their channel, so it'll be like kind of really sped up. And then maybe we'll write a little intro sequence with the sounds. So let's go ahead. Now this library ships with snapshots, and when it comes to snapshots like this, they tell you where to put them. So you actually have to put them in the right folder for this to work. And while I'm here, I should mention VST Buzz. There is a big deal going on right now. You can pick it up for 15 pounds or about $17. And so you're saving, what is that, 40, 50 bucks. So it normally goes for much more. So kind of a cool library. A good deal. So let's go ahead and check out some of these sounds. So I'm just going to go through some of the snapshots. We'll start off here with Dark Cavern. I'll try to sort of move through the different sound designers because there are 3 of them. Oh, we should do a minor chord, right? Because it's a nightmare. Yeah. So let's go over here. Let's just check out a few of these. Now, when we dive through these, there's this smart randomization down here, and this big knob here morphs between the sound banks. So there are 4 banks here, and they all have access to the same sources. So these are the different sources you can pick from. And that's what this knob does. It's actually the same exact knob as this blend knob down here. So if we start on one side, we just get the 2 side banks. And, oh, my foot pedal has gotten squeaky. I'm gonna have to fix that. And this is the other 2 banks, right? If we go all the way. Yeah, so we've got some options here when it comes to writing. So let's look through a few more of these. So this is what, 80s Shiver. This is Fog Swell. All right, so let's go over to the next set here. Let's go for bass move 2. What do we got in the bass? Let's go for a lower. So on and so forth. Let's go for another. Actually, let's really quick see. There's one source. Very nice. You get some, this is a, you know, classic analog right there. Oh, bass move 3 sort of capitalizes on that a bit more. It's kind of nice. You know, pick the right chords here. Let's go through one more. Let's just go through a few in here. We've got a bit funky. Oh, we got some LFO action on that one. Bass in the alley. Okay, so you've got an idea on some of the presets. So a lot of really cool sounds, very usable sounds. A lot of these strike me as excellent layers. A few of them work really well as leads and would serve well as arpeggiators. So let's dive into the randomization a little bit. So I like to go after this first because this is honestly the area that you're going to be messing with quite a bit. I feel anyways, that is going to be like, give you the most creativeness for the fuse buttons clicked. So this button right here randomizes the sources. Each one of these, the symbol underneath tells you what it randomizes. Like this randomizes envelopes. You can even click on it to randomize an envelope and keep that general envelope's shape. So you have a lot of options. But by far, this orange button randomizes the sources it picks. And it's one of my favorites to push. Let's just try it. Yeah, go for another one. Let's go for another. Try a different set. And so here, maybe we do something like, have sort of a slower envelope, and then we could try another version of that. And what's kind of cool about this is it's going to randomize them individually. If you want them all to have like the same control, you can actually link controls by clicking this like little link button here. And when you move one, it'll actually set like all the sources. So if you want like the release time on these to be less, you could go ahead and do that. And while we're here on the envelopes, I should mention there's a color coding scheme here. Like they were really good about being compact. So you've got orange, which is filter stuff, and you've got blue, which is amplitude gain stuff. So if you click on the light, it'll actually switch between a filter and a gain envelope. So just be aware of that. Of course, the filter envelope won't do anything if your filter isn't on. So you got to turn your filter on if you want the filter envelope to be, active. All right, you've got an LFO. I guess let's just really quick run through this. So you got your frequency sweeping, all that stuff, filter stuff, LFO stuff. You've got a couple different LFOs you can pick from. Now on the top here, you've got these dimensional expanders. On the bottom, you've got delays instead. So this can affect your sound design choices, along with, standard feedback, amount kind of stuff. You've got basically reverb and an EQ. A detune right here, by the way, a wow, which is kind of a nice thing to have. It gives you that real vintage vibe. And then at the bottom, you've got some master effects with a submarine for the sub, of course. You've got 3 different types of sub. So if we just turn these off, let's really quick just. So there's direct, subtle, wide. So that's the sub. Blending, this controls the giant module on the front, which, morphs between the two. I tend to click up there, but you want to click down here. That'll morph between like the 2 banks, and that's pretty much it. Like you've got some master filter and tonal controls, some compression and stuff. Down here, this is just like randomizing the different elements. So for example, I just got rid of all the elements. Let's say I want a random patch. I can click randomize. Oh, I think we have to turn them on. So we'll go ahead, we'll turn these on. And let's just randomize like a bunch of times, see what we get. Let's go for another randomization. Ooh. Maybe we choose a different envelope. So I'm going to click this, like they call in their walkthrough this like the lead envelope. It's just like, it's similar to a gate. So it just rounds out a little bit longer. You could go for sort of a pluck, which this sound kind of works with. Maybe we try different sources. Now so I feel like we have enough now to know just sort of how the sounds work. And you can see the randomization is very useful. I'm actually kind of surprised. I was going to say that really weird. I am shocked/surprised at how good it sounds pretty much every time. I've not run across a sound that I was like, oh, this is totally useless. Like they have all been very useful. Some, actually quite a few of them have been very musical to top it off. So let's go ahead real quick. And one thing I was told that I haven't tried yet is you should be able to trigger these with MIDI. So something I'd like to do is come in here. Let's write down like an arpeggiation. Well, we'll leave this as is. So anyways, we have this progression. Let's go ahead and stick this down. We may change this here in a second, but I am just curious. If we go to browse parameters, we should see this pop up somewhere. Oh, you know what? It's going to be underneath. We have to assign it a CC. So if we take this, okay, let me slow down here. So Contact, because it can load multiple instruments in one instance, automating it is a little bit trickier than other things, unless you use the MIDI learn, but I'm not going to use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this first CC host parameter, drag it to this right here, And now I'll have a CC that I can actually grab and automate in the parameters. So if I go to browse parameters, you can see random all layers, and you can see by moving it, oh, it's not like a trigger. It's just sort of like if I move it at all, it does a thing, even if it's off or on. That's interesting. So let's grab this. And that means that when we do this, we're going to need to use a step style thing. See if it automates them. It does. This one is less useful. Okay. Let's hear get another one. Okay, so now what I want to do is let's come in here, and I'm actually going to just load up a new contact, and we're going to grab another of the analog strings, analog nightmares, and let's just go for a randomization. Let's just see what are we given. Okay, so I like that. Let's go ahead, let's run with this. We'll call this base. And we're going to need to come up with some sort of a theme. Like, chords are nice, but let's have some sort of a theme. First, I think we should start off with, some sort of a low brooding thing. So we're probably going to repick the chords. Let's just have something sort of like this. Just a big long note at the beginning. Let's also slow this down because 130 is just like way faster than what I'm thinking. Probably like 80, 82, 85. Okay, now while we're here, let's look at another sound. Oh yeah. Okay, we've got our atmosphere. So with our atmosphere, let's load up another one. This first thing was mostly just an experiment. Just kind of wanted to see what was possible. We might come back to that. We need a new sound. We need some sort of a pluck sound, or, we just need like a lead. We need something sort of inspiring here. So what do you got? That's pretty cool. Let's try another. Man, that could be nice. We're going for nightmares. Something scary, right? So we've just got a low brooding C. Let's do something along like C minor. So it's playing quite high. Let's make this note shorter. And let's continue to look here. There we go. Maybe something like that. And maybe we have it come in on like an A flat. Oh yeah, and we need to have this on there too. Maybe we'll resonate down here. Okay, while we're here, let's go ahead and mute all this stuff. And let's take this. Whoops, didn't mean to click that. And let's automate this thing. So we're going to automate that. Oh, grab the tempo. It's because this, we need to do, this. Now we can move it. And now it should. There we go. Now it's automated it. I have a custom keyboard shortcut. If you're wondering, like, whoa, how do you do that? Custom keyboard shortcut. Okay, so on this second one, I think we should keep the first one the same, but then go to a different note there. And I think we should bring in another layer. So we're just going to do a small intro sequence. I don't want to get drag this out too long. So let's grab this. Let's randomize a bunch of times. Oh. We want a pad envelope. Maybe. Let's take this, put it in there. How does this sound together? It's a vibe, pretty dang fast. I don't know if I'll do drums in this quite yet. Okay, so what I'm thinking is maybe we repeat this. Maybe on this one, we'll combine these two events and we will copy this one and give it to the second one. So there's sort of like some continuity. So harmonically, not the most dense thing. Like this is like way crazier. And let's go ahead and take this. I'll move it up here. And what I'm thinking is let's have an ARP. Whoops, sorry about that. Let's have an ARP that comes in slowly and just sort of, you know, slowly just sort of emerges. So we'll load up another contact. And on this contact, we will grab probably one of the snapshots. One of those bass snapshots would probably work kind of well for this. That bass move 3. Yeah, I'm gonna add a filter movement to it, but let's find some chords that kind of vibe with this first, and we'll do something kind of slow. And we're doing C, but we've got these A flat, so maybe we'll do we could do a 4 chord. Let's start with a. We're going quite slow now, so I'm just thinking how. That's what I'm kind of thinking, just like the classic 1 chord thing, but at the same time, this is going to be kind of dissonant, but you know, maybe that's the vibe we're going for. Okay, and then here, we're going to take this chord, we're just going to modify it to be a B minor. And we might, yeah, let's keep the minor 5, even though that's technically, you know, tonal harmony. 18th century harmony has been rooted in my brain for too much time. Keeping it major. Let's really quick take a peek here at this sub, and if we get rid of it. That might be a better vibe for what I want. Okay, so with this, there's a few things here. Touching the engine here, though, isn't something I'm the most keen on doing. Automating this stuff. Instead, I think I like the sound how it is, and I think I want to add a post filter, and I also want to move this. So let's add something to grab it, and we'll move it, and I'll automate it. And on this one, we'll have it start out, you know, low and come up, just so it's like continuously morphing. And I might bring in a couple more sounds here to fill it out, but let's go ahead real quick and take this layer sound. We'll call this, you know, ARP, and we'll send this to the mixer track. We'll grab an EQ, and we will make this a high pass to come in. A low pass could kind of be cool too, but I think a high pass will serve our purposes a bit better. So we'll automate this. Doesn't need to be the sharpest high pass. This whole first part is zeroed out. There's nothing going on here. It doesn't matter. Oh, we want to just start high and come down. What I'd like to do is we're going to put some drums in here. Drums will come in, and I'd like voices and things right here, like people saying things. I'm not going to add that in this video, but there's definitely needs to be, I think, some other third element that's not part of this, just sort of like a lead element, or I'm thinking of like getting some voices that like are saying quotes to establish a bit more of an atmosphere here. I think that could be really cool. Or like a soundscape effect, but something like an actual place, like a forest or something. But right here, I think I want a right here, some sort of a pickup into whatever's going to happen. So let's really quick add another contact. let's grab another Analog Nightmares. And let's really quick just see here. Give me a good snapshot. I'm just going to click it a bunch of times. Yeah. Something like that, you know? Sort of greasy. So I'm just going to merge this into one big pattern. And where are we at? We're going to be right... Where are we at? Make this shorter. Is this a monophonic? No, it's polyphonic. It'd be dope. I could write in the leaps with some pitch bend to really sell it, but for now we'll just leave them as just straight up separate notes. Maybe I'll leave this as a long note right now. I'll just do a vibe check. And then here, the D sharp doesn't make sense because we are playing G minor. So we'll do that. Let's get some drums in here real quick. Oh, I hit the save button. Habit. But let's really quick. Let's grab some drums. Give me just a sec. Okay, I have some drums. I just went for a loop. I definitely have a vibe. I think it's might not be the vibe you're expecting. I don't know. Let's just listen to this. We're gonna call it good here. And just here. This is Analog Nightmares. So there you go. You saw it's very easy to work with. If you're looking for a cool analog library, you want to get that dark sound going real quick, you're into this style of music, check out Analog Nightmares. There'll be an affiliate link down in the description if you'd like to pick it up through there. I'd appreciate it if you do plan on picking it up. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for more videos, and have a blessed day.